Good morning YouTube. So very valuable video coming your way and you guys are going to love it, and I'm certainly not going to love it at all. And it is 1400 calories today. You know, I dreaded this day, but I really wanted to bring you guys along, showcase everything that I eat in a day when I'm only running on fumes. So 1400 calories to get shredded, and the day starts off with, you guessed it, a weigh-in. So I'm going to head in, see if we fit in all-time low. I've managed to get myself to the toilet, let everything all go, so I'm feeling hopeful for this one. This is not the news we want. Rough day in the office. The scales are not close to the all-time low. Yet again, yesterday I went up by a kilo, even though I ran on 1600 calories, 18,500 steps. And this morning I'm 156.8. My all-time low is 156.2, so I'm 600 grams up. But now it's check-in day with the coach, so I'm going to take some check-in shots. So check-in shots, you know the score. Your boy needs his slider because he's disabled and got one leg shorter than the other. So I'm going to strip off for you lucky guys right now. And that's the check-in shots. I feel a bit, just looking over them, a little bit small, a little bit fluffy. It very much is a head game at this stage. You know, you don't feel lean, so you want to keep digging. But I'm on arsehole calories. But send them across to the boss, see what he sees. When I trained with him in the last video, he flirted with the idea of giving us a high day. He's yet to give us a high day, so do what needs to be done. I'm happy to stay in the trenches, but I'm not too happy with them shots. You know the score, black coffee, and this used to be my favourite time of the day, but I don't enjoy it now, purely for the fact of, I know as soon as this coffee is finished, as soon as I see the bottom of that cup, I've got to go down and blast off 40 minutes of steps, which to a lot of people doesn't seem like a lot, and it is only a very, very small incline, but doing it after you've been sucker punched with the scales going up 2 days in a row, when you're on the lowest calories that you've ever been on in your life, you just don't look forward to it. You wake up, you take the photos, you feel a bit bleh, and then blasting off 40 minutes first thing. It takes a lot of discipline, and I think I've said this in a previous clip, like motivation is just a load of crap. It really isn't there. Like motivation usually comes from results, and at the minute I'm not seeing results. Well, I am visually, but it's very much a head game at this stage. As the calories come down, the output goes up. Just keep ticking the boxes until we get to peak week, which will be another video that I'll drop. But yeah, I almost kind of prolong this coffee now, because I know that as soon as it's finished, the shoes go on, headphones go on, and I blast off all of my steps. And then into meal one. And we are in business. 4.5 kilometers an hour. It's just fast enough. And 4% incline is just steep enough. You know, one of the biggest things that I wish I could do with my hip is do this is technically cardio, but run actual cardio, where I could hike this up to say 12% or even 10% and hike the speed up. And believe me, I've tried this prep, I've done it on numerous occasions, and every single time it's ending up in a bit of a disaster where I kind of walk and then I just end up shafting myself later in the day, or I'm having to cram the rest of my steps in like near midnight and then it knocks the next day. So it's been a very frustrating process to say the least, but it's about dealing the cards that you've been dealt. And I think this last week, with it being so close to prep, I'm so close to the shoot, sorry, and I'm so depleted, I'm so done in. I've had very much a comparison syndrome, and I always say it's you versus you, it's your own battle and everything like that, but I'll be lying if I said that you don't see people who are, you know, shredded, or they might be on gear or something like that, and I'm getting in my own head thinking that I'm not ready. But that's just the psychological aspect of looking at your body, looking at the scales every single day. You're fundamentally trying to change your appearance, so you do get in your head a little bit, and I never ever give myself credit. So fortunately I've got Haz to give us credit that I'm doing this with a disability, you know, and a lot of people who do these sorts of shoots or diet down in general, they wouldn't be doing it with a disability. So it's about taking the, I think Chris Bumstead said this in a recent podcast, it's about the boring victories, the ones what people don't see. So you usually see the finished product and you go, oh yeah, it's a crazy before and after, Zach. But it's all about the boring victories that you get along the way, like motivating myself to come down here and hit the steps when the scales have went up, when I don't like how I look. You know, my hip's starting to click now and it's hurting, but getting on with it and still getting 40 minutes of steps in with a hip that's on its way out. You know, eating the food that I'm not really looking forward to every day. Like, they're the boring victories which no one celebrates but you in your own head, and they accumulate over time and they build you into a much better character. 40 minutes, well, clocked off now, but just while the hips are not hurting so much, I always try and push myself harder when I can. And if you guys can get some value from that, if there's ever periods of time where you can dig a little bit more, I would just go for it. Just dig. You know, your program might be X amount of calories, X amount of steps, X amount of cardio, but if you've got the capacity to do a little bit more in certain periods of time within your life, always dig, because there might be instances where you kind of necessarily do that digging, or you might have something like myself, like a disability or injury, where you have to kind of rein it in. And then them kind of periods of digging just make sure that you're on track towards your goal. So for me now, I can slightly bump up this incline, which I'm going to do now. I'm potentially running the risk of hurting my hip, but it feels good. I know my hip, I know my body, and I'm going to try and push myself for an extra 10 minutes on here. At this speed, at this incline. It's a bit of an incline PB, this prep. But I think it's just because I'm so locked in right now on wanting that end result. But it's always that, I think it's the hedonic treadmill. No, it's not the hedonic treadmill, because that's where you kind of always want more and then that becomes a new ceiling. But I'm just very frustrated at the fact that every time my hip's been hurting throughout this prep and I've been bedbound, that I just haven't been able to do this. Because if I could do this from the start, from day one, get the incline up a little bit higher, get the speed a little bit higher, do a little bit of a longer duration, I would have been shredded well ahead of time. And I'm not shredded, I'm in good shape, but it's just one of them. It's always a little conversation that I have in my head, and you're literally hearing the conversations that I have in my head every single day. That's why I wanted to document this, bring it along, so you can kind of see the back end behind the result and the brand and why I'm doing what I'm doing. So it's getting tough now. Sorry, I wasn't going to talk. I was so bad for this, but I think I might have potentially fucked the job. Yeah, because I was full of beans trying to be motivational for the tube. Bumped up the treadmill. My hips kind of seize, like it's pretty sore. And normally when it feels like this within a few hours, you're always bed bound, but you'll find out in a later clip if it's fucked the job or not. But is what it is. Deal the cards you've been dealt. This is why just stick to what works. Just stick to what works. I've done a little bit too much than what the coach has prescribed. I've done a little bit too much than what I should have done, just because I was feeling good, and I might have potentially cannibalised the rest of the day. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep digging regardless. I'll get my shit done regardless. But it might be a sore job of the day. But we need to eat, bro. I'm hungry. So I wasn't gonna vlog this bit, but just as I was struggling to put my boxes on, which I'm not going to put on YouTube, Harriet was like, you should document putting your sock on, because this is going to be a struggle and I'm probably going to need her help. And the issue is, this is my good leg, it's this movement here, because this area is so weak, it's just a struggle to lift it up and get it. There's luckily this little thing on the bed here. Ah, fucking hell, man. It almost looks like I'm fucking putting it on here. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's just so fucking hard to do. Such a simple task. Oh, and it's on. Deal the cards you've been dealt. Look how easy this left leg goes on, man. And these are the little things, like the hip hurts, and obviously it's unbearable at times. I can deal with that, but it's just like the little things, like putting my sock on, being able to do the cardio, go on a walk, because my hip's really sore now. I should have learnt my lesson. I've absolutely fucked the job. And now when I go out on a walk later on, my limb's going to be really protruding, and if I go and see my barber, who your boy definitely needs to go see today, every time I see him he's like, oh, what's happened to your leg, what's happened to your leg? And I don't like giving people the full spiel all the time. I just say, oh, I've had an injury playing football, I hurt myself in the gym, or even when I walk in this apartment block, you know, if there's a new security guard, he's like, oh, what's happened to your leg? And I've just learned to deal with it over the time, but it does hit hard, you know, because obviously it's pretty fucking obvious that I'm limping, and I get self-conscious about that. And even because I'm so into the gym and I've got a pretty decent upper body, when I'm walking around the gym, you can see, people might not be thinking it, but the more like, well, you can see people like looking at my legs and like, oh, well, he mustn't train legs, you know, he's got skinny legs. And even when I was putting my sock on there, I hate them. I cannot wait to get my hip replacement so I can start training them and hopefully my legs catch me upper body. So meal number 1 is oats. Of course I'm going to be having oats, and you might be thinking, Zach, 1400 calories and you're still having carbs, you're still having oats. Yes indeed, when you make them this way, where it's maximizing the volume and you still get good taste. So we've got 40 grams, the bowl is absolutely fucking shit hot. The bowl is 40 grams of oats, 30 grams of the good old protons, 100 grams of blueberries, and a gram of pink salt. And I'm going to absolutely devour this, and I'm going to have to put this down. And the reason why I have oats first thing, like the majority of my carbs, you might be thinking, is that what you're doing, having all your carbs in the morning, don't you always push them back? But yes, when it is check-in day, the most important part of my day is giving the guys the best service. So that is when I need the energy the most. So if you guys can take some value away from this, is whenever you need the most energy, bear in mind it's a rest day to day, 9 times out of 10 it'll be around a training session, that's when you should prioritize your carbohydrates, so you give yourself as much fuel as you can when the calories are low. So I've just got a dreaded notification, and no disrespect to Ben, but every time I get these I hate them a little bit more. I've just got a notification to say that my nutrition plan's been updated. So this is going to go one or two ways. This is either going to go down the route of, I'll take my hood off because I look like the right way to. I've lost calories and they're already on the arsehole bottom of the fucking bones of my arse at the minute, or it means that I'm getting a refeed. What we seeing? My heart's actually thumping, because if I go any lower on calories, I think I'm going to pass away. What we got doesn't tell us. Training day. And training day has not changed. Non-training day has not changed. Back-to-back high days for tomorrow and the next day. 16th, back high day today. I'm not going to have the high day today, I know he said, but just purely because I'm filming a low carb, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. I can't get your words out. So tomorrow and the next day, I've got 2,900 calories, 450 grams of carbs. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means, Taz? Spinnies, cinnamon, bucking, bagels. Let's go, baby. Let's go. That's how you put yourself in a good fucking mood. Excited? Yeah, I'm fucking buzzing. I'm so happy. So happy right now. Like I needed that. Like my belly is fucking killing, and I've just done all them kind of adjustments there. And like as I was like doing them, I was building the meal plans. Like it sounds so sad, but I've given someone bolognese and my mouth was like water, and I was like, I would love to be able to have half a bag of rice right now. Or like I just give someone 450 grams of potatoes, and I was like, that would be the dream. 100 and some guys on 3,800 calories, and I was just like, you little bastard. You little bastard, I'm coaching you through this while I'm on 1/3 of your calories. But the game's the game, bro. So meal numero 2, I don't even know what umro means, I just think it sounds cool to say it. It is the exact same as meal number 1. Why? Because I'm still hungry and I've used all of the fuel from the last bowl of oats. to give to the guys, and I need to pick me up to make sure that I keep delivering a 5-star service. So again, we have 40 grammarinos of oat flakes, 30 grammarinos of the protons, and 100 grams of frozen blueberries with a gram of pink salt. And the reason I always go frozen, I've said this before, you need it to be fresh, and then when you push the frozen ones in, look at that, they just melt, but they're still a little bit frozen, so you get that crunch. Whereas if you put fresh blues in there, it just tastes like ass. So this, I'm actually pretty sad now, because the rest of the meals, you know, you're going to see them, they do the job, but this is about, oh no, actually, my final meal of the day. Yeah, my final meal of the day. So you're going to have to stay tuned to the end of the video for that one. But the next 2 meals after this aren't as exciting. What is good, people? On to meal number 3, and as you guessed it, it's going to contain eggs. Now, egg whites have literally saved my life this prep. It saves my life every single time I'm dieting. So if you don't have egg whites and you're just having full eggs, you're literally shooting yourself in the foot. I would love to have full eggs, but one full egg has like 70 calories and egg white has like literally 8. And normally in the UK, it's very easy to get your hands on like bottled egg whites. But here, they're pretty damn expensive, so we have to make do with this. And a lot of people's like, Zach, how do you separate an egg? So I thought I'd give you one hell of a tutorial. You crack the egg, split it into 2, and you just slowly tip it, like so, until you're left with the yolk. And a lot of people might be like, Zach, you're wasting the yolk. Damn right, I'm fucking wasting the yolk, because your boy's hungry and he's got physique goals. Do not care about wasting food right now. And that's all you need to do. Super fucking simple. So this is the finished product. We have 220 grams of egg whites, 125 grams of chicken that I cooked yesterday, 100 grams of cucumber, 100 grams of, I was going to say strawberries there, tomatoes with 1.5 grams of salt. Spread around it. I would love this to be a cheesy omelette. I would love this to be like some Nando's chicken thighs, and I would love that to just not be veg, be some carbs, but you've got to do what you've got to do. And this is about as good of a meal as it gets when it comes to cooking. Super high volume. It'll fill us for about 37 minutes. It'll fill us for a few hours just while I get through check-ins. And then yeah, I'll see you in the next meal. So meal number 4 of the day is 300 grams of 0% Greek yogurt and 102 grams to be exact with the blueberries. Now I was going to put some chocolate in here as well, 85% dark chocolate, but we don't have any. We also don't have any peanut butter, so we're just running with this, and I'm going to add some fats later down the line into my final meal, what you'll see. But I've had my check-in from my coach, and as anticipated when I had that reaction a little bit earlier on, I've got a high day. It's not today and tomorrow, it was just he was discussing whether I do it for today or whether I do it for tomorrow. But since I'm creating content for the 1400 calorie day, we're running a high day tomorrow, so we're going to be going to Spinneys later on to get the supplies. But so you can get a bit of an education, because you're probably thinking, Zach, what the hell, you've had 1400 calories today, you're having 3000 calories tomorrow, you've got your shoot next week, like what is the point of it all? And essentially the reason we run these high days is when you train, you're probably looking at it, and I've got skinny ass arms now because I look flat, but you deplete glycogen. So when you consume a lot of carbohydrates, you fill your muscles up with glycogen, you fill your muscles up with water. And over time, as you're training and you're hammering yourself, you drag yourself flat. And as good as it might seem, you know, going super low calorie all of the time and dragging yourself through the trenches, which I've been guilty of in the past, you know, there comes a point where there's a bit of a trade-off where you accumulate a lot of fatigue from the central nervous system, your weights in the gym, they just keep dropping off, and all you're thinking about is food. You're very, very tired. So by having this refeed day, you implement a lot of carbohydrates, fill up that glycogen stores, give that muscle that nice full look. It'll aid with performance within the following sessions. It'll wash off all of that fatigue, and more importantly, following that, you have yourself something to look forward to. Like, I'm excited for tomorrow, whereas I was dreading tomorrow because I was on such low food. And then that will give me a little bit of a boost, taking me over to peak week, but it'll also allow Ben to have the data collection to see how my body responds to carbs. And that right there is a lesson in why we'll have a bit of a high day. But yeah, star of the show, would normally have chocolate, doesn't have it now, and I'm excited for my high day tomorrow. So we have the last and final meal of the day. You've probably already seen some clips that I've overlaid here. It's the same meal as before. We've got 125 grams of chicken, 130 grams of cucumber this time, 50 grams of tomatoes, and then we have the egg white omelette, and your boy never feels a flip. Never, ever, ever in a million years am I feeling that. Give it a little quick toast, like that. And then it still cooks inside because it's pretty fucking damn hot. And bosh. Final meal of the day. I've had no sauce on any of my foods today, which is a bit rogue. And then you have a gram of salt. I would normally just assault it like this. See what I did there. But I said a funny joke to Haz. I don't know whether I put it on the YouTube the other day. It was, what was it? It was like, I heard about the fight at the fish and chip shop. What, Zach? Oh, the fish got battered and the chip got assaulted.
I never said that.
I literally said it the other day and you were like, oh, did you prepare that joke? So yeah, this is the last meal I'm going to tuck into this, and then I've got a few calls, and then we're off to Spinneys to collect food for my high day. So I actually have meals planning for my high day, but I spoke to Ben, and he says that as long as it fits the macros, I'm going to get some saucy carbohydrates tomorrow. And that is a wrap of all of the food, 1400 calories to get shredded. But I wanted to cover a few important topics so you guys get some value. So water intake has been 9 litres today, which a lot of you might think is excessive, but you need to stay hydrated. And when you're so low on food, slamming yourself full of water definitely helps fill your stomach up. I mean, you might go to the toilet a little bit more, but it is a key hack that helps us sustain such a low caloric intake. But also it's extremely important to make sure that if you are having that level of a water intake or an increased water intake, you also get a lot of salt. What you'll have seen is put on, you know, a lot of my foods, because yes, it's fine and dandy being super hydrated, but when you do have all of that water the following day, following hours from drinking so much fluids, you end up losing a lot of salt through wee, whether that's through perspiring. So what you need to do is replenish that by using the electrolytes that you saw in different clips before, or actually just simply putting some salt on your food. And salt is actually really important for getting a good muscular contraction when you go in the gym. A lot of other functions within the body as well, so you need to be doing that. Also, supplementees, I thought I'll bring you along, I'll show you the supplements that I've been consuming, because I feel like I've not talked about that too much on the channel. But before I talk about the supplementees, we have the supplies for tomorrow for the high day. Now, if you haven't already, watch the YouTube video on my last high day. It's on the screen now. Click watch that, because it was absolutely saucy, mate. But we have got the infamous Cocoa Pops, or the famous Cocoa Pops, not infamous. We've actually went for the real brand one here. These were £5 fucking, bro, but worth it. Got 200 grams of them tomorrow. We went for the basmati rice. Now I went for basmati over jasmine just because you get more rice, and I'm just excited to eat so much fucking food. We've got 84% dark chocolate. I don't know why it's not 85%. I don't know how to pronounce that, Gillian, but I know it's a nice brand. So we've got some of that. And then these bad boys, I've got 3 of these going in tomorrow with some Biscoff's bread going on that. Like, just imagine that, 3 of them, some oats, can't even grab it because I'm so weak, some oats with that in, 200 gram merinos of that, and 2 meals of that. That is a good fucking day, and it's well and truly needed. But onto supplements. So a new supplement that I haven't taken away in it. This is your himbine, or however you pronounce it. So this is a fat burner. You take this fasted, and what that essentially does is helps the lipolysis, so it helps your body burn body fat as a fuel source. Now, I take 10 milligrams of this on a morning fasted, because if you have carbohydrates, it blocks it. And I also have 2 multivitamins a day, because health is wealth. I take a probiotic at the minute as well, because when you are running so low on calories, I don't have a lot of fiber. Like, the only fiber I really get is from my green beans, and that's about it. I don't have much food, so to help with digestion, some probiotics are really, really good. I have the EAAs. This just, again, like I said in the last clip, that helps hydrate me. a lot quicker than just the water. It replenishes kind of the sodium that's been lost through drinking a lot of water. I do occasionally have pre-workout, more so now. I usually rely on Monsters just because I like the carbonation, but at the minute I've pulled all diet drinks, so I have pre-workout in there to help fuel my sessions. Then what else do we have? Now I know this doesn't have a logo on it, but this is creatine. I know it looks like Pablo's Finest, but it is creatine. 5 grams of this a day every day. There is a loading period what you can do where you can have like 20 to 25 grams for the first 5 days to help it saturate within the muscle, but really everyone always forgets that. So for me, I just have between 5 to 8 grams per day every single day. And you can stack these, so you can put this in with this, or you can put this in with this, whatever floats your boat, as long as you're getting it in every single day. Obviously this is kind of just pre-workout. We have got another tub up there. Protein, don't really class this as a supplement. It's just protein, it's no different to food. It's very, very convenient, and it goes banging in the oats. And we have the last two, but not least, is just some calcium, magnesium, and some zinc. Take these on a night time really, because they're supposed to help with getting you to sleep, but I've not really noticed the benefits of them yet. I just take them because why not pop some pills, bro? And that is my supplement stack at the minute. I don't really take anything else. You could throw in a fish oil in there as well, but I've ran out of that just because I don't have much oily fish, so it's really good to supplement with that for liver health, heart health, and all of the internal goodies. And your boy is tired. That is a quick run through of all my supplements. I will do a full video what breaks down each of these individual products and all of the different benefits of them, as well as a range of other supplements as well, because that's one of the common questions I get asked from guys. But I just thought, while I'm on the topic, so I can give you guys some value to take away, I'll run through them. So if you've enjoyed that sort of value, or you want to learn more about them, drop a comment down below on any topic. I'll cover it, and just make sure that you like, subscribe, because over the next few days I'm going to be putting out a lot of content from high days, from the depletion side of the peak week where we do a water load carb depletion, how the workouts are structured, to the back end of the week where we do a water depletion and carb loading, which is in reverse. And then obviously the shoot as well. And I'm just going to run through that whole process and take you guys along so you guys get as much value as you possibly can. I'll see you in the next one.